Hello and welcome to our channel. On this channel, we learn English through slow, clear, and emotional stories. Today's story is called I Agreed to Work for 1 year, but it became the most important year of my life. This is part 1. The offer I didn't want. Listen carefully. You can repeat after me. Let's begin. My life was not going well. Every morning, I woke up and asked myself the same question. What am I doing with my life? I was 28 years old. I lived in a small apartment, I had a small job, and I had big dreams. But dreams do not pay rent. I worked in an office, a boring office. White walls, gray desks, quiet people. Every day was the same. Wake up, go to work, sit, type, go home, sleep, and repeat. One day, my boss called me into his office. He did not smile. "Your contract ends next month," he said. "We will not renew it." I did not say anything. I just nodded. That night, I could not sleep. I looked at the ceiling and thought, what will I do now? I opened my laptop. I started looking for jobs. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Nothing. Then I saw something strange. A job post. The title said, 1-year contract, high pay, small town, no experience needed. That was strange. Very strange. I clicked on it. The description was short. Too short. "We are looking for one person. You must stay for 1 year. Housing is provided. Food is provided. Salary is very high. Do not ask too many questions." I laughed. "This is stupid," I said. But I did not close the page. I read it again and again. The salary was 3 times my old salary. 3 times. I thought, why not? So I sent my CV. I did not expect an answer, but the next morning I got an email. "Can you come tomorrow for an interview?" Tomorrow? That was fast. Too fast. The office was not in the city. It was outside, far outside. I took a bus, then another bus, then I walked. Finally, I saw the building. It was old but clean, very quiet. Inside, a woman was waiting for me. She smiled, but her eyes were strange. "Thank you for coming," she said. "We don't have much time." She did not ask about my experience. She did not ask about my skills. She asked only one question. "Can you stay for 1 year?" I said nothing. She looked at me. "Think carefully," she said. "Your life will change." I laughed. "My life is already bad," I said. She did not laugh. She just looked at me and said, "If you accept this job, you will never be the same person again." I felt cold, but I still said, "Okay, I accept." She smiled and said, "Good, you start next Monday." Then she gave me an address, a small town. I had never heard of it. That night I could not sleep, but this time it was not because of fear. It was because I felt something was about to change. I did not know that this decision would change everything. The bus ride was long, very long. Outside the window, the city slowly disappeared. Tall buildings became small houses. Small houses became trees. Trees became nothing, just road and sky. After 5 hours, the bus stopped. "This is the last stop," the driver said. I looked outside. A small town, very small. One main road, a few shops, a quiet cafe. No crowds, no noise. I got off the bus. The air felt different. Too clean, too quiet. I looked around. No one was talking. People were walking slowly, very slowly. They did not look at each other. They did not look at me. It was strange. I took my phone. No signal, no internet. I felt a small fear in my chest. I took my bag and started walking to the address. The buildings were old, but clean. Everything looked too perfect. Then I saw the company building. It was the biggest building in the town, but there was no sign, no name, just a big gray building. The door was already open. That was strange, very strange. I walked inside. The hall was empty, too empty. My footsteps were loud. Tap, tap, tap. Suddenly, a man appeared. He was tall, thin, and very serious. "You are late," he said. "I am on time," I said. He looked at his watch. Then he looked at me. "Follow me," he said. We walked through a long hallway, many doors, all closed, no windows, no sound. Finally, we stopped. He opened one door. "This is your room," he said. Inside, there was a bed, a table, a chair, and a small closet. "Is this a hotel?" I asked. "No," he said. "This is where you will live." I laughed, but he did not. "You start work tomorrow at 7 a.m., he said. "No questions, no late nights, no leaving town." I stopped smiling. "What do you mean, no leaving?" I asked. He looked at me and said, "You agreed to stay for 1 year." Then he turned around and left. I stood there, alone, in a strange room, in a strange town, with no internet, no friends, and a very bad feeling in my heart. That night, I could not sleep. The town was too quiet. No cars, no voices, no dogs, just silence. And in that silence, I felt it. Something was wrong with this place. Very wrong. I woke up before my alarm. The room was cold. Very cold. I sat up in bed and listened. Nothing. No cars, no voices, no birds. Just silence. I looked at the clock. 6:10 a.m. My work started at 7. I got dressed quickly. There was a small paper on the table. I did not see it last night. On the paper, it said, "Rules. 1. Be in the building before 6:50 a.m. 2. Do not enter rooms with red doors. 3. Do not talk about your work with anyone in town. 4. Do not ask unnecessary questions." I read it again and again. "This is a joke," I said to myself, but it did not feel like a joke. I went outside. The town was already awake, but still quiet. People were walking, slowly. No one was talking. No one was smiling. I walked to the building. The door was already open. Inside, everything was clean. Too clean. White walls, white floor, white ceiling. Like a hospital or a laboratory. At exactly 6:49, the tall man from yesterday appeared. "You are on time," he said. He gave me a gray card. "This is your key," he said. "It opens only some doors." "Some doors?" I asked. He looked at me. "You don't need the other ones." He turned around and walked away. I followed him. We entered a big room. Inside, there were many desks, many computers, and many people. They were all working, quietly. No one was talking. No one was looking around. Just typing. Click, click, click. "Sit there," he said and pointed to an empty desk. On the desk, there was only one thing, a black folder. I opened it. Inside, there were many papers. All the papers looked the same. On each paper, there was a number, and under the number, there was a question. Very simple questions, like, does the person sleep well? Does the person feel alone? Does the person think about quitting their job? I did not understand. "What is this?" I asked. He said only one sentence. "Read, decide, mark yes or no." "About who?" I asked. "That is not your concern," he said. Then he left. I looked at the papers again. Each paper had a different number. No names, only numbers. I worked for 3 hours. Yes, no, yes, no. It felt strange, like I was judging someone I could not see. At 12 o'clock, a bell rang. Everyone stood up. At the same time, no one said anything. They all walked to the exit. I followed them. In the cafeteria, we sat in long lines. No one talked. I tried to talk to the woman next to me. "Hi," I said. She looked at me. Her face became white. "Don't," she whispered. Then she stood up and left. I did not finish my food. After lunch, we went back to work. At 5 p.m., another bell rang. Everyone stood up and left. No goodbyes, no words. Outside, the tall man was waiting for me. "How was your first day?" he asked. "Strange," I said. He nodded. "It will become normal." I did not believe him. That night, in my room, I opened the folder again. On the last page, there was something different. Not a question, a sentence. Some of them are starting to remember. I felt cold. "Remember what?" I whispered. For the first time, I felt real fear. The next morning, I woke up with that sentence in my head. Some of them are starting to remember. Remember what? I did not know, but I could not forget it. I arrived at the building at 6:45, too early, but the door was already open. Inside, everything was quiet, too quiet. I sat at my desk. The black folder was already there. I did not touch it. At 6:49, the tall man came in. He looked at me. "You read something you should not read," he said. My heart stopped. "I don't know what you mean," I said. He put his hand on my desk and leaned closer. "You are new," he said, "so I will say this only once." Then he said slowly, "Do your work, do not think, do not ask, and do not read the last page." I felt cold. "Why?" I asked. He looked at me for a long time. Then he said, "Because some questions change people." Then he stood up and walked away. My hands were shaking. I opened the folder. The questions were the same. Yes, no, yes, no. But now every number felt different, like a real person. At lunch, I did not talk to anyone. No one talked to me, but I felt eyes on my back, watching me. After lunch, something strange happened. One desk was empty. The man who sat there yesterday was gone. His computer was gone. His chair was gone, like he never existed. I looked around. No one cared. No one asked. I raised my hand. The tall man appeared. "Where is the man who sat there?" I asked. He looked at the empty desk. Then he looked at me. "He is no longer working here," he said. "Why?" I asked. He came closer and said quietly, "He asked too many questions." Then he walked away. I did not work well after that. Every click of the mouse felt loud. Every page felt heavy. That evening, when I came back to my room, I found something under my door. A small piece of paper. Only 3 words. They are watching you. I looked around. The hallway was empty. But I felt it. I was not alone. Not anymore. That night, I did not sleep well. Every small sound woke me up. Footsteps. Or maybe not. In the morning, the paper was still in my pocket. They are watching you. I did not show it to anyone. I did not talk about it. But I could not stop thinking. At work, everything looked the same. Same desks, same people, same silence. But it did not feel the same. Now, I was watching them. I looked at their faces. No emotions, no smiles, no anger. Just empty. Like they were not fully there. I opened the folder. The first page had a new number. Under it, a question. Does the person remember their old life? My heart started beating fast. Old life? I turned the page. Does the person dream about leaving? Next page. Does the person feel something is wrong? I stopped. These were not normal questions. These were not random. These were about people like me. Suddenly, I understood something. These numbers, they were not just numbers. They were people. Real people. In the town. Maybe even in this building. I looked around. Everyone was working. Click, click, click. Like machines. At lunch, I did something stupid. Very stupid. I went to the cafe in town. I sat next to an old man. He was drinking tea. "Do you like living here?" I asked. He looked at me for a long time. Then he said slowly, "I think so." "How long have you lived here?" I asked. He thought and thought. "I don't remember," he said. My blood became cold. "Do you remember where you came from?" I asked. He looked at his cup. His hands were shaking. "No," he said. Then he stood up and left. He did not finish his tea. That evening, I walked back to my room. I felt eyes on me, in the shadows, in the windows, maybe only in my head. In my room, I sat on the bed and whispered, "Something is wrong here. Very wrong." And for the first time, I thought, I need to get out of this place. The next day, I could not focus on my work. The questions in the folder felt heavier than before. Does the person want to escape? Does the person remember a face from the past? Does the person feel this place is not real? My hands were shaking. I did not want to answer anymore. I wanted answers. All day, I looked at the red doors. There were 3 of them, at the end of the hallway, always closed, always quiet. The rule said, "Do not enter rooms with red doors." That made me want to open one even more. After work, I did not go back to my room. I waited. I hid near the stairs. At 5:30, the building was empty. No footsteps, no voices, only silence. I walked slowly down the hallway. My heart was beating loud, too loud. I stopped in front of the first red door. I touched the handle. Cold, very cold. "It's now or never," I whispered. I used my gray card. It did not work. I tried again. Nothing. Then I remembered. The tall man's desk. He always left his key there. I went back quietly. The office was dark. Only one small light. His desk. His key was there. I took it. My hands were shaking. I went back to the red door. I opened it, slowly. Inside, the room was not dark. It was full of screens. Hundreds of screens. On every screen there was a face. Men, women, old people, young people. Sleeping, sitting, walking, living. They were everywhere. In houses, in streets, in cafes. My legs became weak. "This town," I whispered. "It is a cage." Then I saw something worse. Some screens showed empty rooms, beds, chairs, but no people. Under those screens, there was one word: reset. Suddenly, I heard a sound behind me. Slow clapping. Clap, clap, clap. "You really are curious," the tall man said. I turned around. He was standing there, smiling, but his eyes were cold. "Now," he said, "you know too much." He did not shout. He did not get angry. That was worse. He just looked at me and closed the red door. "Sit," he said. My legs were weak, but I sat. He walked to one of the screens. He touched it. The screen changed. Now I saw myself in my old apartment, sleeping. I stopped breathing. "That is impossible," I whispered. He looked at me. "Is it?" he asked. The screen changed again. I saw my old office, my old desk. Someone else was sitting there, living my life. "People do not disappear," he said. "They are replaced." My head hurt. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked. He looked at me for a long time. Then he said, "Because you are not here by accident." He touched another screen. I saw myself, 1 year ago, signing a paper. The contract. "But I remember sending my CV," I said. He smiled. "Yes, after we prepared you." "Prepared me?" I said. He nodded. "You were selected 3 years ago." My blood became cold. "Why me?" I asked. He looked into my eyes and said, "Because you ask questions and because you never feel satisfied with your life." Then he said something that broke me. "This is not your first time here." I stood up. "That's a lie," I shouted. He touched the screen again. I saw myself in this same building, wearing the same gray card, sitting at the same desk. But my face was empty, like the others. "You stayed before," he said. "You tried to escape before, and you failed before." I felt sick. "Then why am I here again?" I asked. He said, "Because some people cannot be fixed forever." Then he walked to the door. Before leaving, he turned around and said, "Be careful. You have less time than the others." And he left me alone with a truth I was not ready to accept. That night, I did not sleep at all. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the screens. I saw myself again and again. In the morning, I made a decision. I will leave this place. I went to the tall man's office. He was already there, like he was waiting for me. "I want to quit," I said. He did not look surprised. "You can't," he said. "I did not sign a prison contract," I said. He opened a drawer. He took out a file. He gave it to me. "Read," he said. Inside, there were photos. My old apartment, my old street, my old cafe. Then the last photo, an empty bed. "This is your life now," he said. "You leave, you disappear." "What does that mean?" I asked. He looked at me and said, "Your place has already been filled." I felt weak. "So what am I?" I asked. He answered quietly, "You are a copy that still thinks he is real." I walked out. I did not know who I was anymore, but I still tried. That evening, I went to the bus stop. I waited and waited. No bus came. I checked my phone. No signal. No internet. No maps. Then I saw it. The road. The only road out of town. I started walking fast. Then faster. After 1 hour, I was still in town. Same cafe, same shop, same street. I was walking in a circle. "You cannot leave," a voice said behind me. It was the tall man. "Not without our permission." That night, I sat in my room and understood something terrible. I was not a worker here. I was a prisoner. The next day, they did not give me any work. No folder, no questions. They took my gray card. "Follow me," the tall man said. We went downstairs, below the building, far below. There was a big metal door. He opened it. Inside, there was a huge room, bigger than anything I expected. Inside, there were hundreds of glass rooms, like boxes. Inside each one, a person was sleeping, connected to machines, breathing slowly. "Are they alive?" I asked. "Yes," he said, "and no." He walked with me between the rooms. "These people," he said, "were broken, depressed, lost, empty, tired of their lives." I felt cold. "We take them," he continued. "We copy their minds, and we fix them." "Fix them how?" I asked. He stopped and said, "We remove the parts that make them unhappy." I looked at the sleeping faces. "Then we send them back," he said, "stronger, calmer, obedient." "And this town?" I asked. "This town is a test," he said, "a training place for the copies." My head was spinning. "And me?" I asked. He looked at me. "You are a problem," he said. "Your original woke up." I stopped. "Woke up?" I whispered. "He started to remember," he said. "So we reset you." I felt sick. "But you did not reset completely," he continued. "Something stayed." I looked at the glass rooms again. "How many times?" I asked. He answered, "This is your 5th version." I could not breathe. "And the others?" I asked. He looked at the machines. "Most of them never wake up." They took me to a small white room. A table. 2 chairs. Nothing else. "Sit," the tall man said. I sat. He sat in front of me. "You have 2 choices," he said. "First," he said, "we reset you again. You forget everything. You go back to work. You live calmly." "And the second?" I asked. He looked at me. "You help us." "Help you do what?" I asked. "Control the others," he said. "Find the ones who start to remember." I laughed. "You want me to become like you," I said. He did not answer. "And if I say no?" I asked. He stood up. He walked to the door and said, "Then your original will die." I stood up. "You promised to fix people," I said. He turned around. "We do," he said. "Society does not need broken people." I looked at the floor. "If I say yes, I become a monster. If I say no, I kill myself." The tall man waited. "Think fast," he said. "You don't have much time." I closed my eyes and made my decision. "Show me where the main system is," I said. He looked at me. For the first time, he looked surprised. He did not stop me. That was the strange part. He just said, "Follow me." We walked through long corridors, down deeper. The air became cold. The walls became metal. Finally, we arrived. A huge room, full of lights, full of screens, full of noise. "This is the core," he said, "the heart of everything." I looked around. "So many machines," I said. "Yes," he answered, "and one mistake can kill everyone here." He smiled, and I understood. He was testing me. I walked slowly, like I accepted his offer, but inside, my heart was beating like crazy. I saw it, a big red button in the center, protected by glass. "What does that do?" I asked. He looked at it. "Emergency shutdown," he said. "It will wake everyone up." "And?" I asked. "And most copies will not survive," he said. I felt sick. "Why do you keep it?" I asked. He said quietly, "Because even gods need a way to die." Then the lights went out. Everything became dark. Alarms started screaming. Red lights, noise, chaos. "What did you do?" he shouted. I did not answer. I was already running. People were shouting. Machines were stopping. The glass rooms were opening. Some people were waking up. Some were not moving. I ran. I did not know where. Behind me, I heard him shout, "You will destroy everything!" I looked back and pressed the button. I woke up in a hospital. White walls, white bed, white light. For a moment, I did not know who I was. A nurse smiled at me. "You are safe," she said. "How long was I here?" I asked. "Almost 3 months," she said. My head hurt. My memories were broken, like a dream, or like someone else's life. They told me a strange story. A secret place was found underground. Many people were rescued. Many machines were destroyed. But no one knew who started it. They said the person disappeared. I did not say anything. Sometimes I remember things. Screens, a small town, a tall man. But they go away, like smoke. 1 year later, I live in a new city, new job, new apartment, simple life. Sometimes I walk past a cafe and I feel cold, like someone is watching me. Then I see it, on TV, a small news story. A strange company is opening again, in a different country. I turn off the TV. I look at my reflection in the window, and I ask myself, am I really free? Because deep inside, I still feel someone is watching.